Hey guys, Migz here, and I'm with Bill Richey.
Yes.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today, Bill.
No problem.
Look at you, you're all suited up, and you have this 100th anniversary of the MG car, is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
What's the model number again?
Well, this is an MGL1,
Okay.
a police car from 1933,
I see.
and it's all back the way it was originally.
Okay.
So it's
Well, it looks absolutely fantastic. Could you take some time and show us around the car?
sure. Okay, this is a 1933 MGL1 police car. It has a siren on the front and then a bell. I'll show you that later from inside the car. You can also crank the car by raising that up, and you have a crank handle to crank it. The shock absorbers are adjustable. It has cable brakes, so you have to be careful because it doesn't stop real good, but they do work if you're patient. All this has been totally redone. When I bought the car, it didn't have the correct headlights or the right size tub. A lot of it had to be redone, but it's all back to the original specs. And I have a photo of the when this car was delivered new and the bill of sale that said it had blue wheels and blue interior. When I got it new, it had red wheels and red interior, which I thought looked good, but it wasn't the way it came in the beginning. And it has a spotlight. Windshield wipers, you're better to use Rain-X. They don't do a lot, but it's a 4-speed car. It's unsynchronized, so you have to double clutch it a lot. But it's a good running car. When you dim the headlights, one of them goes out. That's the way they did back in England in the day. This little area here is to plug the trouble light in, which I have behind the car out there. And when the prisoners were put in the back seat, they would raise this up and have the prisoners sit down. They'd handcuff them under their right leg. So when they sit down, they couldn't reach up and get the driver. Most of them were just spent too much time at the pub anyway. So very simple car. The billy club and the handcuffs came from a lady down in Florida that she was in her late 80s. She came up to me at a show and she said, my dad used to take me pick me up at school in a car just like this. So she started crying. Then she sent me several things that go with the car that she had gotten from her dad when he passed away. The fuel tank is really simple. The gas gauge is a really simple one on this side. The fuel comes from the far side of the tank. These are just few of the extra accessories. This is the trouble light that plugs into the dashboard up there, which you might need at night because these things have a tendency to have problems. Those are just a few of the extra tools, the real toolkits in the vehicle. Spare tires and let's see what else. Doors open and close very easily. I'll give you a taste of the siren. Sounds like the old ringer telephone we had back in the day. And then they had also a little bell. They call that a Bermuda bell for some reason. And then I'll show you the engine compartment.
You want to hold that?
Yeah. It's a basic 6-cylinder engine. All this is exactly the way they were back in the day. No air cleaners. There's no room for them. And in the early 30s, they didn't put air cleaners on any of the MGs, which created some problems down the road. This is a toolbox. It opens from the other side. This is a bulb holder for spare bulbs for the headlights and taillights. Spare spark plugs. If this thing sits in idles for a long time, it will foul the plugs, so they had spare spark plugs for it. And it's a 6-cylinder. It's a pretty strong little engine for this car. Back in 1933, it run 80 miles an hour, so it's a fairly peppy little car back then.
So now you said that it had a siren and a bell. Can you show us where those were?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not in the car, on the outside. Where were they ringing?
This is the siren.
Sirens right there, yeah.
Yep.
And the bell. Those were the
that's
siren and the bell that you showed us earlier. Okay.
And the fellow that originally had this started the MG Car Club pre-war in the United States, and he searched and searched for a bell like this when he was building the car the first time. This is a lot of years ago, and some lady found out he was looking for one, and it was at a flea market in England, so he picked it up. Back here I have this picture of the police station. This is the police station when the car was delivered new in 1933. This is the car. There's 8 6-cylinders in that group and 6 4-cylinders. And out of those 8, there's 2 left, this one and one in Japan. And on the back side is a bill of sale, and it tells about the blue wheels and the blue interior, exactly the way it came back in the day.
I see. Fantastic. Bill, thank you so much for spending time with us today. What a fantastic car. I love how you took the time and you kind of decked everything out. It's a real attention grabber from the show, and that's one of the most important things, to go all out. So thank you so much again.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
You don't want to be in this hot uniform this afternoon.
No, I don't want to be in this uniform this afternoon, but we will be.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll see you next time on Migz TV.
Thank you.